In this video, I'm going to be talking about Bandit's no clutter collection, how to use it, and what you need to do in order to install it. If you haven't already subscribed, help a small channel out like mine and click that link right now.
Hyperspin.
Hey guys, want to give you a visual tour of what's inside of the pack so you can check out what it is before you download it. This is what you're going to see when you're browsing through each of the systems and what the default themes are going to look like. As you can see, I went with a very prominent box art and video with the system in each of the video overlays so that you can see it. So we got the main list, 343 games. Golden era, it's all your stuff from the old school 70s and 80s. Then we got the more modern games from the 90s and noughties. Going into categories, we have all the genres split up. And first we're starting off with the fighters, everything with a health bar and a versus setup. Got your beat 'em ups where you're kind of moving around in a space and punching everybody. Shoot 'em ups going vertical or horizontal style ones. Running guns where your primary thing is on foot. You got your maze games, so your gauntlets and your Pac-Man. You got your platform games, which is like, Mario style gauntlets, ghosts and goblins. Over-the-shoulder shooters or like Cabal and Blood Brothers. Then you got driving games, every kind of sports, so all different types of sports, and all the different lovely puzzle games that are my favorite arcade games. So, here you can see it's the video prominently displayed with the system underneath, the box art, and the cartridge. Here's the Nintendo 64 one. Here's the GameCube one. Game Boy. Game Boy Color. Here's Advance. Master System, Genesis, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, Game Gear, PlayStation, PSP, and Lynx.
Now, let's get into the installation. Hey guys, I hope this helps you connect your Shield to your computer over the network. So in order to do this, you're going to want to go to 3 places. The first is open up Apps and Features. You can get to that by right-clicking and going to Apps and Features. Once in Apps and Features, then you go to Related Settings and open up the old Programs and Features. Once you're in Programs and Features, then you can turn on Windows Features. Go in to SMB and turn on your client. And SMB Direct. Click OK. and restart.
If you haven't already changed your network settings, you're going to want to go in here, go to storage and reset, and then turn on transfer files over local network.
So let's go into the network and go check that out. It'll be right here under a computer. Go inside and it should say internal. This is the root of your internal storage. So now that you have the files and access to your Shield over the network, you're going to want to verify that those files are indeed correct. Either open the par2 file or the SFV file and verify the integrity of the archive. When you are finished verifying the integrity, you're going to want to use whichever program you're used to extract to your Shield drive. Now here I have it mounted, but you may be looking at something similar to this where there's a network. Go to your Shield and go to either internal or external storage, or if you're extracting to a flash drive, go to the flash drive, open that up and extract into that flash drive. Okay, so if say here this is where it's going to be extracted, I would take this file, right click and drag. Now it comes up with the menu, and you can also extract here, or using WinRAR, extract here. Once you're doing that, it'll extract the Hyperspin folder straight to the internal drive or to the flash drive or whatever media, and that's how you're going to install it.
So now that you have the files extracted to your Shield, you're going to want to access them using some type of file browser and use it to go into your Hyperspin folder and go to Emulators. You're going to want to install the Dolphin Master 5.0 version. This file is the only one that's mandatory that you can't get on the Play Store. So feel free to look through these others, but we're going to go through installing those through the Play Store right now. So all you need to do, search for each one. Hyperspin. Install that. Retroarch. Install that. MuPen 64 Plus FZ. Install that. Yaba Sanshiro. Install that. PPSSPP. And install that. So now that you've installed Retroarch, you're going to want to load some cores. By default, none of these will show up, but these are all the cores that you're going to need. Go ahead and install those by browsing to each one and installing it. Once you've finished that, you're going to want to go into Settings, go to User Interface, Show Advanced Settings, make sure that's enabled. Now that you can see advanced settings, you can go into Saving and turn on System Files are on Content Directory. Now for anyone else who's trying to get the frame overlays going on, you're going to want to change your opacity here to 1.0 before you start configuring any of your core overrides. This will help you down the road immensely. Now that you've got those things out of the way, let's look at how you can change your inputs. You're going to want to go to Input Hotkey Binds in the Input section in order to turn on a feature that many don't know about. There's a button here to enable hotkeys. I have this set to the right joystick button. Once this is set, now any of these other buttons will be enabled only when you press it. So for myself, I have load game, save game, fast forward toggle. Quit Retroarch is a very important button. I have that set to the back key. Save state slot plus, save state slot plus, minus, rewind. These are all very important features that make the interface of Retroarch one of the best emulation interfaces that's available to this day. Once you've got this all set up to your liking, that's pretty much it. The only other major thing is you may not turn on auto save state and auto load state if you wish to use the Raycast core, because this will crash Raycast when it loads. I would suggest leaving this setting to off and changing your core override by saving the core override individually for each of the system that you want to load and save on quit and start respectively. Beyond that, that's all that you really need to know in order to get Retroarch up and running so that you can play a bulk of the games that are in this pack. Hey guys, I wanted to give you a brief overview of what settings you're going to need to do in order to play these games at a stable rate. Okay, so you're going to want to change these settings to be identical. Okay. And as you can see, all the hacks are on except for immediately present XFB. And beyond that, you're going to want to change the emulated clock speed to 65%. And that will let games run at full FPS.
So I hope this video really helped explain how to use this pack. And if you haven't already, help this small channel out by subscribing right now. And I hope to see you guys with more footage coming soon.